Hi again, everybody. I'm back to do another video. I'm not doing a review this time. This is going to be a response, another response to the 5 Awesome Transformers guys, but mainly Vigadeth in his question of the end of the world or Transformers 2011 and beyond, if you want to put it that professional title. Well, before we start on that, let's talk a little bit about what's happening with Dark of the Moon at the moment. It's near the end of June. The movie is set to come out the 28th of June for a IMAX 3D release, as well as on the 29th for a proper release. And this topic is mainly just about where does Transformers go in 2011 and beyond. Well, this is an interesting question actually, because I think at the moment though, I think what the movie has done, I think what the series has done. Okay, let's rewind the clock back to 2007. When the first movie came out, when the first live-action movie came out, it did a very good job of getting a lot of people back into the series again, as well as pissing off several people who weren't happy with the changes. And I think for a lot of people, myself included, it has actually done a good job of getting people back into the series. And with Dark of the Moon, you would think that, okay, people are going to start losing interest in the series again, because now that the movie series is coming to an end, we're going to see the end of this brand itself. We're going to see the end of the toy line. We're going to see the end of so much stuff. And no, I'm going to say that we won't, because I think that as long as the series goes on, we're gonna keep seeing more. We're gonna see more cartoons. We're gonna see more comics. We're gonna see more toy lines. And I think that at the moment, with Dark of the Moon kind of fading out, Prime at the moment is doing a good job of reaching out to a new generation of collectors. Because I think what Prime is doing is it's taking what the movies did and it's taking what animated did and putting what those two concepts did and putting them into one big one to see where that goes. And it seems to be doing pretty well. But I think at the moment, though, with Dark of the Moon, at the moment, it's turning out pretty good, because we're already hearing, surprisingly, some positive things, which you wouldn't expect a Transformers film to ever do. Because with the first movie having its mixed reception, with Dark of the Moon with Revenge of the Fallen having its most negative views, and I get the feeling that there will be a few negative people to criticize this movie, but at the moment it seems to be doing pretty well. I will say, though, that I think that this movie, the series has done its good job of getting a lot of people interested. And especially since we have seen some pretty good toys from this series so far. Ever since the first movie, we've been seeing concepts of toys being shown to us, as well as getting made for us, and just seeing how they turned out. And one which I can think of which is good, which from the Dark of the Moon line, is Megatron, which I was iffy about this toy at first, but now I really like him a lot. He's a really good toy. And one thing that I'm regretting now is that I'm gonna get a few more. I'm gonna get a few more Dark of the Moon toys, as well as just dust off this top shelf. Or dust off this shelf right here, because I honestly didn't think I was going to get any more Dark of the Moon toys, because honestly some of them are looking pretty bad, and some of them are looking a little bit repetitive. Because one thing that we've seen already is how many movie Bumblebees have we seen, and how many movie Ratchets have we seen, and with this mech tech concept being thrown in our faces, it's turning out a lot better than I thought it would. Because at least the mech tech concept is a concept that is that's bringing more people into how you turn weapon designs and make them look good. But anyway, I think that at the moment, though, Transformers, I don't see it ever ending. I see the movie series ending. I see that ending until someone at Hollywood decides, oh, let's remake the series again, which I'm hoping doesn't happen, because the one thing that I think could tarnish a franchise is remaking a film. I know that's very ignorant of me to say, but it's true. I mean, when you see a film, or when you see 20 years later, you see that movie getting remade and not having the same qualities as it did with the first film, you feel a little bit cheated. But with this film, with Dark of the Moon, one thing that I have seen the movie franchise do is it's the toy line itself is appeal to not only not only just older collectors like myself and a few other people who grew up with G1. This series is mainly geared towards children because mainly that's what Transformers is. It's a franchise. It's a brand that's aimed towards children, and children at the moment in this generation, I think, seem to be more interested in the toys. And when they see the film, they're going to say, "Oh, I want that toy. I want that toy. I want that toy," because they've seen how that character in the film looks, and they're seeing how that looks in the film. And it's interesting to see how the child itself will get a hold of that toy and then think, "Oh, well, this looks pretty good," and then go, "Ah, this looks pretty bad." I can't really speak for a lot of people and say that the movies have interested a lot of people. I know that a lot of people feel quite left out by the series, especially with Revenge of the Fallen, because I think Revenge of the Fallen is what nearly killed a lot of hype for a lot of people who were fans of the series, the movie series, not the main series itself, but I think at the moment though, I think that Dark of the Moon itself is slowly forming to become as good as the first film, I think, because the first film did its job at the box office, and it managed to bring in a lot of people, and surprisingly, and I wouldn't expect nothing else, but this series, the movie series itself, has made Hasbro a great deal of money, so much money they can drown themselves in, and that's something which a lot of companies would do. But at the moment, it's made a lot of money, and it's brought so many people back into the series. And once Dark of the Moon ends, are we going to see the end of the franchise? No. And with things like Transformers conventions, and with things like the current YouTube Transformers community going, I've noticed now that the Transformers series itself isn't in its toys, isn't in its cartoons, and isn't in its appeal to basically just sell toys and make more money. No. This series, the beating heart of this series, I think, is in its fans, because the fans are what keep the series alive. And if the fans are gonna get interested in something like this, then that's something pretty unique to see. Because you would see a lot of you would see so many people going to these Transformers conventions. You see a lot of people going to BotCon, going to Auto Assembly, going to TFCon, and you can see how much this series has taken an effect on how many people are interested in this series. So I don't think that the movies itself will pretty much be the be-all and end-all of this franchise. No, I see that as being an end of the series, of the movie series itself, because I think that it's one series fading out and another one is kind of taking effect. The same thing that's happened over the past 28 years. We've seen things from Generation 1 to Beast Wars, to R.I.D., to the Unicron Trilogy, to the movies, to animated, and we've seen how that effect has taken effect, and we've seen a lot of people get latched onto this series a great deal, and I think that's good to see. That's good to see some people's enthusiasm on how this series is done, and that, I think, is actually something that will last as long as this franchise does, because I don't see anybody at Hasbro saying, "Oh, we're going to pull the trigger on this franchise and just completely end it completely." No. Hasbro aren't that stupid. I hope. But I don't see this series ending. I don't see this franchise ever taking a break. I would like to see it take a break. I would like to see it take a break, because at least it would be a good way of seeing other franchises get the spotlight. But who knows? But at least, I think at the moment, though, with Dark of the Moon, when Dark of the Moon comes out, it might be good, it might be bad. I don't know. I'm hoping it will be good, because I do want to get more toys. I really wasn't hoping to get more toys, because there were some that I really wasn't getting, but the one toy, which I think has drawn my attention is the toy Skyhammer. If anybody has that toy, tell me how good it is. I need to know. But yeah, that's pretty much my intake on it, because I think that this series is gonna go on for a very long time. I don't see the movie series being the ultimate pull the trigger ending to this franchise. No. If Dark of the Moon can reel in as many people and can reel in as many children as possible to help keep this franchise burning and to help keep it alive, to help keep that spark burning as well. If it can do that, then let's see how that takes effect. Because I think the one thing that this series has done, and I'm gonna keep saying it again because I know I've said it like twice now. The movies have done a good job of bringing in so many people, bringing in new fans as well as old fans, and just hearing their thoughts on how this series is done. And I think that at the moment, though, with the fandom that we've got and with the community that we itself have made pretty much from scratch, I think that's enough to keep the series going, I think. But I don't see it ending. I don't see the movies being the be-all, end-all of this franchise. But at least that's my intake on it. So I hope you like it.